I'm Alex Stein.
If Young Tucker Carlson, I don't think I want to talk to you.
But didn't you say you're happy Charlie died?
Why you see me at?
Outside of the ice center, that's where I see you.
What I say?
Something about Charlie.
What I say?
We deserve to get shot or something?
You don't even know what the fuck I see.
No, you went viral. I just heard.
At first Cam Heavy be out here, he leave, now we get you.
Yeah.
What you want?
No, I'm just saying, come on. You know that's not good, Charlie getting shot like that. Is it because you have a lot of friends that got shot and stuff? Is you're desensitized to people getting shot? Is that why?
You think that shit okay? I said, want to have a conversation, or are you trying to piss me off?
No, I'm saying, are you desensitized? Is that why you say that? Cause you
I know I got people who got shot. But you the guy who said that about Charlie Kirk?
So you don't know anybody that's ever been shot before?
No.
So you're a liar.
How you know I'm a liar?
That's okay. Listen, it's even problem. These people can't ever tell the truth.
You said what?
You can't ever tell the truth. Well, he actually is stupid. This is a guy that celebrates Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, you is this person. You is the person.
You.
Oh.
You with those dreadlocks. You is the person. Yeah. You celebrating the guy who gets shot.
Motherfuckers like you.
Okay, that's why you got dreadlocks, you don't have a job. That's why when you're such a loser, you have nothing going on in your life, all you can do is celebrate when somebody died.
When you're such a bitch that you gotta come at somebody with a camera, cut the camera off and say something to me.
No, I'm gonna say it right here on camera.
Exactly.
You see it. I'm just saying, when you got dreadlocks, that's what's making you stupid. So that's your problem. There's no problem. Sure. He isn't a gangster, is he? I'm a gangster. He's a big gangster. I jack this way because I'm a pip on a blimp. I'm prime time 99 hours, and I don't celebrate when somebody dies. I don't think that's good, even if they are my aunt. Look at your teeth! And you smell like a damn toilet! Look at that nasty ass hair! Look, man, he smells like he's farting in here! He needs some shampoo! No, that's my foot, dog. Is that your head in there?
Yeah.
I mean, but look at your fat head, dog!
He got on the Mr. Roger outfit, y'all.
Hey, I'm a pimp on the blimp, prime time 99. Y'all don't got swag like this. Y'all don't got swag like this. Y'all unemployed. Y'all got them dreadlocks. Y'all can't mess with a pimp on a blimp. Y'all can't mess with a pimp on a blimp. I'm turning it over. The pimp on a blimp, dog. Y'all know what it is. You know what it is. Yeah, okay, well, go get a job. Yeah, okay. Look at that dreadlock, dude. Take your see, guys, this is why it stinks, because they got no shampoo.
Get your picture.
I dress nice, yeah. I dress nice. No, you got no job. You live out here, no girl, no girlfriend. You get no girl. Yeah, right. You're probably a virgin with that smell. Any girl that sleeps with you got to pay for it. Oh, okay. I'm so scared. He lives in jail. You probably feel better in jail. You probably like being in jail more than being out here.
Get your fat nose ass on.
Yeah.
That shit look like a fit.
You look at your hair.
Look at your face.
Dried out hair, ashy. I know, but why are you so ashy? Why don't you go get some lotion? Man, this guy's ashy as hell.
So that's that. Really, do you see the movement with us? Yeah, that's mostly what we do. Okay, so because it's like with a house.
Dude, see, this is what happens to you when you get raised without a father. I don't think that's good, even if they are my aunt.
Look at you ain't scared because you got a camera. Because all my kids, I'll slap you black.
Okay, yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, you're actually going to jail, but you're used to going to jail.
My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Primetime with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we got a great evening planned for you. That's right, we have the young legend himself, the one, the only Rex Jones in the building. Give it up for Rex. Rex, how you doing, brother?
Doing phenomenal. It's always good to be with you, Alex.
It is always good, Rex. You know, you got the good energy. I know today we're both like, man, we're a little tired, and you said that you had a Buc-ee's burrito and that you had a little gastric bypass.
I had a little toxic fried chicken sandwich from Buc-ee's, and you know, I went up to the Buc-ee Beaver and I touched it like our politicians touch the wall, but instead of getting paid, I got sick.
You got sick, and that is actually bad. Did you know the owner of Buc-ee's, their son, is in jail for illegally recording people in the really rich cabin? No, this is true. You didn't know this?
No.
Oh,
Tell me about this.
Gosh, I'm about to show you right now. I'm about to pull it up. Buc-ee's son arrested for peeping Tom. Yeah, he's a peeping Tom, and
well, those bathrooms are really nice. There has to be a reason for it.
There are. Okay, look at this. So
A KXAN Austin. Let me see. It's taking a second. Son of Bucky's co-founder arrested on 28 invasive visual recording charges. Can you see my computer? Okay, yeah, there we go.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, the son of a co-founder of the nationally renowned Bucky's convenience store was arrested Tuesday in Travis County and faces 28 separate state jail felony charges of invasive visual recordings. Mitchell Wasik, 28, was released 1 hour after being arrested on $10,000 per bond per charge for a total of $280,000 in the condition that he not contact the complainants, according to Travis County jail records. And let's see, this is him. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
I know, dude. That looks like a pervert. When you have herpes like that, you know that, yeah, something's wrong.
Don't they have drugs for that now?
I guess he's not on those. He's not on those. He's probably licking the toilet seat. Okay, so this is what it says. Look at this. Travis Central Appraisal District property records list the owner of the multi-million-dollar home to Donald E. Wasik, Mitchell Wasik's father and co-founder of Bucky's. A woman reported she and a few friends were visiting the lake house with Mitchell Wasik when one friend who works cybersecurity for the Department of Defense noticed a charging port with a hidden camera plugged into the wall of their bathroom, court records state. The group of friends left with the camera and on its micro card found dozens of videos of themselves and other people in bathrooms and bedrooms at the lake house, as well as at Mitchell Wasik's Dallas apartment, according to court records. They were unaware the recordings existed in the bedroom and bathroom and indicated that they did not consent to being recorded or photographed. The woman informed TCSO that a police report was filed with the Dallas Police Department and the camera and micro SD card had been turned over to them, record state. So, yeah, he went to jail and he actually ended up getting found guilty. According to the affidavit, a warrant was obtained to review contents of the camera and found 68 movie files containing at least 13 male and female individuals being recorded using toilets, showering, changing clothes.
Well, at least he doesn't discriminate, right?
No, he doesn't.
That's real gas station royalty activities.
Yeah, he
right?
wants.
Like
he likes a
that's
dick.
what they're gonna do at the end
wants
of the
to
day.
he wants to see his friend's dick. That's weird. That's weird as hell.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that's why would you not? Why would you record your? Like, honestly, I think that's even more perverted about it. It's a pervert to be a peeping tom and like put it in a random bathroom, right? But to like
do it to your buddy.
To your buddy, that seems extra creepy.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Like, dude, I know exactly what it looks like when you take a dump.
Man, you have all the inside knowledge. I wasn't aware
know.
of this situation.
And, you know, we're very vulnerable when we're going number 2. You know what I mean? Like, I actually was on this reality show called Glass House, and it was like Big Brother. And they actually told us that there's cameras in the bathroom because they didn't want us to go to the bathroom to talk strategy. So,
that's illegal.
No, it's actually illegal. You sign your rights away. And, like,
Damn.
yeah, and so the camera's above the toilet, so like when you peed, you're like, they can definitely see your dick, and when you're pooped, they can see the top of your head. But I'm in there like, just playing the butt trumpet, you know, like 8:30 in the morning. And I know there's some guy in a booth just like, damn, but I wasn't the only one playing the butt trumpet. Actually, because I called this girl, I called this girl overweight, and I didn't say it like that on the show, because every morning we used to wake up and we all had to share this bathroom. There's only one bathroom for like 10 of us, or 12 of us actually, I think, if I remember right.
She's dropping bombs in there.
She was dropping bombs, but she would spray so much orange scent, you know, like the orange scent to cover
That's
it up.
even worse because it fuses. The smell will fuse and it will become 10 times worse.
You know exactly right. So you would get in there and like it would be an attack on your nasal passages of like this orange, you know, your endocrine system instantly failed in the room. Like your body just started shutting down from the fecal matter and the toxicity of the poopery or whatever.
Well, speaking of Israel.
No, Israel's actually one of the nicest countries. They have that beautiful beach, and Trump's going to put a bunch of Margaritaville. So,
Right, isn't that nice?
Did you see Trump actually pooped on Harry Season in a viral AI video?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how I feel about the president doing stuff like that, to be honest. Like, yes, it is funny, and, you know, Biden wouldn't have done it, but maybe, you know, maybe it's kind of opposite side of the spectrum thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. And then people are complaining that he's building the big ballroom. I honestly don't care. I guess
There's historical precedent for that. I mean, like they've put swim pools, basketball court. Howard Taft had to put like a fat bathtub in there because he was so huge.
Yeah, yes, but I see all the that is funny that he's so fat he needed that extra large bathtub. But I see the conservatives defending this ballroom and like making the points that you make, and I do agree with those points. There's a lot of presidents that have done.
You don't like him ripping up the building, though.
Well, this ballroom is sensitive to me because that's the famous Donald Trump quote where he said, "How are you doing after Charlie?" And he's like, "I'm doing great. I got this beautiful ballroom right here." So like anytime I think about Trump in the ballroom, I'm thinking about his Charlie.
But he wasn't happy about the ballroom after all because he needed a bigger one.
Is that right? So at the time he was misrepresenting how he actually felt about the ballroom. He was actually not happy about
That calls the whole thing into question.
Wow.
What he's
See,
saying.
You know, I love you, Donald Trump, but I just, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what is real and what's not with him sometimes.
Look, I loved it when he trashed and Mac Daddied all over little Zelensky, and we didn't get any more of that. Now we just get kind of buddy-buddy language. I'm upset about that because you know what? Donald, I have issues with you and whatnot, and I was your biggest booster back in the day. And I still try a little bit, but it's hard for me. You got to slap these third world dictator guys around.
I agree. And listen, I love you, Donald Trump. Voted for you. Wanted you to, you know, become, you know, the president of the United States.
I am the chosen one.
Well, 45 and 47, you are the 9/11 president. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. So
oh, shit, you're going to drop a cipher now.
Yes, but this is, he's really, really, really starting to push my buttons. I don't know if you saw this, but are you familiar with the current race for mayor in New York City and all the drama surrounding
Mr.
Curtis?
Mamdani.
But do you know the drama surrounding Curtis Sliwa? And really, nobody's talking about Mamdani. Everybody's talking about Cuomo and Sliwa. You hear about this?
Well, they want Sliwa to drop out so Cuomo can still lose.
Exactly right. Guys, you're brilliant. But
so, like, it's also incredible. I mean, this Sliwa guy, sure, he's not going to win. It's kind of like having like a libertarian run for president. They might get some percent of the vote, kind of like RFK or something, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, this guy got shot 5 times. He was like the neighborhood watch guy.
Shot by the mafia because he was out there trying to help people with his guardian angel group. And so, listen, Donald Trump had a statement about him. He was asked about Curtis, and not only did he not say something nice, he took an unfair shot at the feline community, and as one of the major players in the cat community.
You're a cat guy.
I'm a cat rescuer. I'm an animal. I rescue dogs as well, but I also rescue cats, and I have affinity for cats. I know that's weird as an adult, but I don't really care because I like animals, and that's just how I feel, and I'm not going to, you know, be ashamed that I like cats. But Donald Trump had something to say. Can you pull up my laptop? Look at this. I just don't know why he had to come at me, because this was a shot at me. Let's watch this.
Hey, I haven't said that.
Well, Sid, you're part of, quote, the family there, correct?
Is that
correct?
Am I part of that? I'm just asking you.
No, you individually know. But that's why you will never see me ever in the studios of WABC again.
Now, why that's a big deal, Curtis Sliwa has been on the air, I think, for over 20 years at WABC, and their newest owner, John Castamidis, his last name is kind of hard to say, but he's one of the biggest Jewish donors in the world, you know, and we love him for that. He, you know, pays me $7,000 for every good tweet, so we appreciate you, John, but he's a little frustrated that Sliwa is not bowing out of the race for mayor. But these people are just so delusional because, like you said, even if he bowed out, this is not going to put Cuomo over the top. None of these people that...
No, I've looked at the polling data. I mean, Mamdani is at like 56%.
And a Sliwa voter's not going to just switch to Cuomo. As a matter of fact, I think a Sliwa voter might even go to Mamdani.
Right, right. I mean, Chris Cuomo killed grandma and is like a rapist, allegedly.
He blames it on his Italian heritage, and that's not fair.
I'm an Italian bull. But, like, if you're a New York guy like Sliwa, can't you address any problem with just saying, like, I'm walking here, I'm a New York guy?
I'm a New York guy, you know? I don't have to have nice man.
It's one of the great American accents at the end of the day.
But let's finish watching this clip. So, and John Castamidis, I think he, look it up real quick, Jimmy, I think he aired an official press conference at 3 p.m. Eastern today. Just look up what he said. We don't have to watch that clip because I'm sure it's probably not that interesting. But I want you guys to finish watching this clip because Donald Trump is going to give his opinion on the New York City mayor race and whether or not Curtis Sliwa should drop out.
Never, no matter how this election turns out.
There's 14 days left in this campaign, and I'm running a 20-hour campaign out of a 24-hour day. Everybody has acknowledged that. So let's be very clear. I am not dropping out under no circumstance. I've already been offered money to drop out. I said no.
So now Donald Trump is about to be asked. And people like Bill Ackman, all of these Israeli donors are really putting the screws to Curtis Sliwa to drop out. Now Donald Trump's about to be asked about this situation, specifically.
What about a Republican, Curtis Sliwa?
Well, you know, look, I mean, I don't know, he's a Republican. Is he really a Republican? You know, am I a big fan? This isn't exactly ideal where he wants to make Gracie Mansion a home for the cats.
What the fuck is that about, Donald? Why is it so bad to have some cats at Gracie Mansion? Why? Oh, there's no cats allowed. Oh, the housekeeper has an allergic reaction. Get vaccinated then, right? They have vaccines for that.
Well, Trump's a germaphobe. He probably hates all animals.
Yeah, and that's not good either. Yeah, because listen, you're not. I don't like that. Even Tony Soprano, who in The Sopranos was like a mafia hitman, he loved the ducks, he loved the animals because we gotta like the animals. We gotta like the animals. So, Donald Trump saying the Gracie Mansion is not a home for cats. That's disgusting. That's un-American because cats represent a lot of American values. And forget about that. Cats can see ghosts. Did you know that? A lot of people didn't realize that. The ghosts.
They say this. They say they can detect evil spirits.
They can. That's a fact. And that's what animals are here for because they can do things that we can't do. They can hear and see frequencies that our eyes and ears cannot pick up. So we need these cats to protect us from these ghosts. And trust me, I got a lot of ghosts in my house because I live in an old house. And there's been a lot of people that have died in my neighborhood.
Damn. Well, I see the Zoran Mamdani thing as consequences of your own actions, right? The Democrats, they had absolutely nothing to run on, completely BTFO'd after the second Trump campaign, and it looked like they were never coming back. But now we're living in a world where the Democrats can find like a young, ethnically ambiguous, racially ambiguous guy, and simply because he's like at some level anti-genocide, enough young people will come back to the party and support him.
Yeah.
And, the big donors, they don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to that.
Well, don't show my computer yet because it's showing some girl in a bra and panties. I don't know why that's next. I mean, yeah, let me just try to, let me block Autismo bra. Okay, but look at this. Did you know that, I didn't know Trevor Noah is a Cuomo-sexual. So does that mean Trevor Noah is gay?
He definitely has AIDS.
He does look thin. It looks like he has been losing weight.
It's like Magic Johnson where you have enough money, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, money actually heals it. They say his T-cell count.
Did you ever see South Park?
Yeah, his T-cell count is like that better than ours, probably. We would probably be more in line to...
what does a Cuomo-sexual mean? That you like to get, like, graped by the guy?
Yeah, you want to be touched.
You want to be touched? Yeah, I guess so.
Without consent, though. There has to be a no-consent policy or else it doesn't feel right. Now, obviously, this is not real. You know, he's not gay. But I want to talk about something that is real because I want to get to it now because there's a lot of people watching. And we had you here for a reason. The world is such a crazy place. And
oh, yes.
Everything that's going on with you and your family can be very challenging, Rex. And I'm not just saying this. You have become a friend of mine over the last few months.
You're a phenomenal guy, dude.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you're a very smart guy. You're wise beyond your age.
We're unk-maxing over here.
We are unk-maxing. But you know why? Because I think you're lying. I think really you say you're 23. You're 43, just
That's
like
right.
how your dad says that he's 40, right?
True.
And then really, he's Bill Hicks, and he's really 57 years old. So are you, can you...
61, you got it wrong.
Okay,
that's number one.
Can you debunk the rumors, or
I
can
mean,
you
look at
confirm
the
the
photo.
rumors?
It's all there. The truth is all there. Look how similar they look, even down to the hair. Look at that. My father, Bill Hicks, I always tell you, he'd sneak out late at night to do comedy. And he put on one of those little mustaches, so he's just an anonymous guy. But this is true. He's always smoking cigarettes, always drinking.
Bill Hicks, think about this real quick, though. Your dad likes to smoke cigs. Bill Hicks smokes cigs. Listen, I like cigs,
You like to read esoteric books. Bill Hicks liked to read esoteric books.
And if your dad was writing a stand-up set, it would probably sound kind of like Bill Hicks's material. You know what I mean? Like Bill Hicks would like kind of form jokes that were.
Look at that. It's true. It's real. It's him.
But like one of Bill Hicks's most famous jokes is about how JFK. How like when you get elected to be president, like everybody has like the best intentions, but really they bring you into a room and they show you an angle of the JFK assassination that nobody's ever seen.
Right.
And then you're like smoking a cigarette in the room with the guy and they show you the angle and they're like, do you see this? Do you see this? And you're like, yeah. They're like, all right, well, that's all you need to know. And you kind of learn your lesson in talking about how these presidents are basically run by a deep state. So Bill Hicks was talking about the deep state even before your dad was talking about the deep state.
No, because they're the same person.
That's what I'm saying.
So you got to keep that in mind.
And the transition is uncanny how they look.
This is the earliest thing I remember was people coming up to me telling me this. Before the 9/11 stuff, which that was ancient too. People used to hate me because my dad was the 9/11 truther guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Bill Hicks stuff. I remember this when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
You're telling me that was the biggest conspiracy surrounding your dad, was that? And I know this was a real thing. I mean, they're laughing, but that was a real thing where people...
It was a lot bigger a long time ago. I think some people have forgotten about the truth now because he is Bill Hicks. Like,
yes, we want to confirm that he is. But you remember there'd be tons of videos on YouTube, hour-long documentaries, that Bill Hicks's producer became friends with your dad. And I mean,
the old internet was great because you'd have all these different websites where it'd be like his face and Bill Hicks's face, same guy's face, two guys identical face, and with like a grid over it, and they'd map out all the angles and stuff. They don't put effort into it like that anymore because it's probably AI.
They did, really and truly, the truthers, like Ian Carroll, no disrespect to Ian Carroll, but Ian Carroll has learned everything on the back of giants. And I'm not even trying to like take shots at Ian Carroll, but like he's gotten it. Now it's so easy. All these kids are awake because every conspiracy is just spoon-fed to you through YouTube, because now we've had 10, 20 years of making this content where they can almost just they can condense it into like the major points of why 9/11 was an inside job, or whatever the conspiracy is. You can find a condensed version of somebody's really long, hard
I mean, the
work.
government's lied more and more in the age of the internet, and that's just not going to work out.
And why do people your age have such distrust of the government? Was it just because of the pandemic, or do you think that it was actually just, do you think it's also the internet? Like, what are the multiple reasons why your age has such a distrust with authority?
I think it had a lot to do with COVID. I also think it had a lot to do with, you know, we talk about the boomer. We rage against the boomer a lot on both of our shows. And, you know, boomers, they were the first generation to, like, get screens, like, on the TV in color and stuff, and they saw everything on there as real. Versus like us, you know, having iPad early and all that other type of situation. You can argue that's not good, but you also like, you get sick of it in a weird way. And you like want to believe that reality is different than what you see on the screen. Whereas the boomers and the older people, they kind of worship it. It's very weird. I've realized this about young people, you know, because young people, there's a yearning. It's very sad. It's like, I saw this video of like a beaver, and it was in a house, and it was like making a dam with stuffed animals, but it just wanted to be in the river, you know? I think that's a lot how Gen Z or like millennials are. You know, you're kind of raised in this technological world, and you want to kind of return to monkey, you know? And the boomers, their brains have crystallized, and they don't want to return to monkey.
They really don't. And it's kind of weird. Like, my dad, and I'm not trying to call out my dad. My dad, love my dad. My dad's a brilliant guy, but like, he watches Fox News, and my dad sees, you know, Breland Holihan on it, and my dad is literally like, Breland Holihan's the next Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, Dad, what are you talking about?
That guy's the future, don't you
My
understand?
dad, but he believes it. He sees him on there. He's like, you know what? He's a pretty good guy. I mean, my dad doesn't say he's going to be as good as Charlie, but my dad's like, you know, he's really trying hard. Alex, you should be like Breland. I'm like, Dad, he's 19. I'm almost 40, and I need to be like a little kid? No.
Look, I used to not like my first name until I found out about this guy. And I'm just saying, I'm rooting for you, buddy, because that's tough.
It is tough, and I actually like how Officer Tatum has been kind of having his back a little bit.
Officer Talmud?
Don't Talmud Tatum him, you know, just because he likes Israel. Israel's a really great
He likes food.
Well, you know what he doesn't like, though? He doesn't like biggers. Have you ever heard of biggers?
I've seen this shit. Yes. Sorry. I'm not trying to curse.
Yeah, no, this is
a fucking classic, man. Sorry. I just came out of it.
I just want to say that racism comes in all forms and shapes and sizes. And one thing people don't realize is that there is demons casted out of heaven that came here on earth. And
Nephilim.
Well, the Nephilim, right? Now, what people don't realize that we look at little people, midgets, dwarfs. I don't like to call them that because I'm really empathetic to them, because we have a little person on the show, Lila Hart. But actually, they look at like the sarcophagus. I think that's what they call them, like in a tomb, right? That's called the sarcophagus. Like
King Tut, yeah.
Like King Tut, yeah. And some of those sarcophaguses, then they actually do a body scan of the like bodies of like the kings. They're like midgets. They're all like 4 foot. Like that's
the royalty.
That is the kind of secret.
That's the lost royal blood.
The real blood, the real human that was created by God was actually like a little person, potentially, maybe, I don't know. But
You're saying we're tainted with the blood of the Nephilim.
We are all tainted, and their spirits don't get to go to heaven or hell. So those are the demons that haunt us here on earth that the cats protect us from. But let's watch this, because I think they're making a point, and I can't help but agree with them.
I'm proud to be a midget. The only thing more intense than my midget pride is my hate for tall people, or as we like to call them, biggers.
Small power.
Small power! Our ancestors been fighting this battle for years.
Segregation was strictly enforced in public restrooms and at water fountains. Even food was segregated.
We're the master race. God made us in his image. Right. Oh no, we don't serve your kind. Get your bigger ass out of here. See what? We don't want your kind living around here, boy. I've been harassed, called names. My wife was called a bigger lover.
Well, that's not as bad as getting hit by a chair.
I'm proud to be a midget.
I got in trouble for sharing that in middle school. That's a crazy deep cut. I missed that video. I've been trying to find it forever.
Welcome to the blimp.
Is that Mad TV?
I don't know.
I think it might be Mad TV.
I don't think that was, but it might have been. But that's a classic,
that's phenomenal, man.
Now, this video is my favorite video that I've seen.
In large numbers.
Now, my friend, are you familiar with Tommy Robinson?
The British dude who like loves Israel but hates the migrants, right?
Yes, he's an Islamophobe, but he loves Israel. Now, This clip is especially cute, I thought. So Tommy is on a tour of going to Israel because I think he's on like hiatus from his court battle in London.
The sacred homeland of the British people. They used to own it, you know.
They
British
did.
Mandate of Palestine.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that kind of created the whole Israel situation in 1948. It was basically them. But this video, and there's another viral video from his trip where a guy said that Great Britain wasn't doing enough for Israel. But this video is kind of funny because I thought this was just, I want you to watch it. And then at the 47-second mark, you're going to see Tommy kind of reach towards a book. So it sounds like they kind of already had this song and dance, you know, kind of mapped out like, hey, we're going to talk about this book. But the book they're going to talk about, I want your honest opinion about this book. This is an interesting book, a book that I could write, a book that you could write, a book that all of us probably should write. Now, I want to watch the clip. I'm going to start about 10 seconds before the book gate happens. So you got my computer pulled up, and we'll watch it right now.
Against the forces of radicalism and extremism and fundamentalism. 80 years ago, we have lost 6 million of our people. You have 6 million.
Okay, you saw that? Did you guys see that? See how Tommy kind of reaches down for something? Look, and then he literally hits his hand away. He hits his hand. This is so bizarre. Okay, watch. Watch Tommy. Tommy, as soon as he says the word 6 million, Tommy reaches for something, and then watch his reaction.
Of our people. You have 6 million of our people.
Do you see that?
Of our people. You have
Don't.
Yeah, it's like when your dog does something
80
bad,
years
and you go,
ago,
stop it.
we have lost 6 million of our people. You have 6 million of our people. Men, women, children, elders. We are a people that remembers. We don't forget. What you see here on my desk, this book, very large one, a very heavy one.
No.
Contains
Better.
only one word.
What?
Very small, very tiny, almost invisible, only one word. And that word is Jew. It's written here 6 million times. And when you hold it,
Dude.
and you realize that every line represents your classroom, every few lines, the whole school, every page is
Hold
a
on.
village,
Hold
every
on.
few pages,
So if you're bad, you're like Bart Simpson, you have to write that on the whiteboard or on the blackboard.
Basically, that is a Bart
Okay.
Simpson punishment book, and so
That's
it's
crazy.
It's the word Jew 6 million times, and I've watched this clip 10 different times, and I'm
Each time you've thought more about everything, and it's made you realize how bad of a person you are.
Yeah, no, I actually
That's
feel
good.
horrible.
That's
I feel horrible,
good.
and I just love Israel so much. It's made me support the country so much more. But I do think it's weird. Why did he even shut him down? Like, he was eventually going to go to the book, right? Like, they already rehearsed the book.
Oh, Tommy was trying to go for it, and he was like, no, I'm going to do it.
I know, like, why did that guy was so mad that Tommy was about to step on his book display that he literally hit his hand away and then kind of like, you know, pontificated for a second, because really he was probably ready to go to the book. He started saying 6 million, 6 million. That's obviously, we're going to talk about the book that says Jew 6 million times.
Right.
The book though is a little egregious, right? I mean, is that a
it's like putting a hat on a hat or a yarmulke on a yarmulke, perhaps.
Is it overkill?
It's a little overkill.
Seems like a little overkill, but yeah, Tommy's having a very, very viral trip.
It's wild. Yeah, and he kind of wants to leave now, right? I've heard this. He kind of feels a little pressured to be over there.
Is that true that he's actually?
I've heard this rumor. I've heard my dad talk about it on the show today, I believe.
Wow.
I could be wrong about that.
Well, there's a lot of people that say that they go there and they say, oh, it's going to be all fun and games. They're going to be really nice, and then all of a sudden they're like, you better tweet. You better tweet.
That wall's got teeth. I'm telling you. That wall's got some fuck.
It's a good wall. It's built for tough. And, Henry Ford was actually a famous anti-Semite.
He wasn't a fan of that wall.
No, he was not. But his cars were built like that wall, traditionally very dependable. Okay, now I want to watch this clip because you and I were cut from similar cloths. We like a good conspiracy. We don't trust what the government's telling us. And I fly a lot. I know you like to fly. I know you've traveled the world. You've been on vacations all over. We all, you're a very lucky individual in that regard. But not everybody's got to go across the world like you, but I fly like that. So this story, to me, hits a little extra hard. Now, a plane was flying at 36,000 feet, Rex, and randomly an object struck the plane so hard that it cracked the windshield, and the pilot's arm got bloodied. Now, let's watch this clip And even asking Grok, nobody's really explained what it was other than they've hypothesized that it might have been a weather balloon that was falling, but they're still not sure. Let's watch this clip, and it is kind of scary.
An urgent investigation underway into what crashed into a plane bound for LAX, 36,000 feet in the air.
The pilot came on over the intercom and said, unfortunately, we have some bad news. The aircraft has collided with an object. He didn't specify what the object was, but then he informed us we would have to make an emergency landing in Salt Lake City.
These photos posted publicly to X show the windshield to the Boeing 737 MAX airplane busted and the pilot's arm left bleeding and bruised.
I was looking out the window just thinking like we could go down at any time. So it was really scary. And I give huge props to the pilot because he remained so composed and really calm with his voice and the way that he delivered the message despite the severity of it.
The 134 passengers on board were put on a new plane and are safe as the NTSB investigates what exactly hit that aircraft.
What do you think it was your plane hit?
I don't know, because I have no knowledge on what's going on at 36,000 feet. That seems a little high for a bird.
Why are they asking some random passenger? Ask the pilot, ask the airline, and they still don't know. But let's
knows it all.
But people are saying, you know, scrap metal, it could be space debris, you know, we have drones.
How the hell is scrap metal going to be at 30?
It's clearly a Chinese spy balloon.
It has to be something like that. I mean, what's hitting a plane, though, and making the pilot... Because imagine it hits the pilot, like, dead on and kills the pilot, or kills both pilots, or, I mean, or it hits an engine, or hits a wing at
So when I hear that, I think of something like hitting the cockpit from underneath or something, because it doesn't fly through. If it flies through, you're over. Like,
Well, it looked like it hit hard enough that the windshield busted, and the glass from that, you know, cut the guy's arm through his clothes. So, I mean, it had to be going at, you know, a pretty violent speed, I'm guessing. Do you like, are you a big drinker, Alex, or Rex, are you...
Wow!
Sorry I said Alex, but you know what I mean.
Well, it is my middle name. I do share that name.
Okay, well then Alexander.
Drinky time.
Do you want to have a hit? No, have a hit, because it's really good. Guys, some bourbons chase trends. Flying Ace chases legacy. This is straight bourbon the way it was meant to be. Bold, balanced. Show that. Look at that. And unapologetically American. No gimmicks, no fluff, just real whiskey made for people who still believe in hard work, high standards, and doing things the right way. Whether you're winding down after a long day or raising a glass with good company, Flying Ace delivers every time. And it's not about hype, it's about heritage and getting back to what bourbon was always supposed to be. If that sounds like your kind of pour, it's time to level up. Buy online at flyingacespirits.com and use the code BLAZE for free shipping. That's flyingacespirits.com. Use that promo code BLAZE. You get it shipped to your house for free $99 from your boy, Primetime Alex Stein.
What an incredible flavor on that. That really is some good stuff. Everyone should buy it right now and enjoy the superior flavor of Flying Ace Bourbon. Totally agree with you, man.
Well, I agree. And if you're speaking of drinking, you know, a lot of college kids like to drink. And I was just at a college where a teacher's assistant was arrested for causing a disturbance on campus at a tabling event for Turning Point USA, where they were promoting an upcoming Alex Stein event. Now, apparently, this guy saw the flyers, and I talked to the students. I probably should have called Matt. I met some great students that protected that table. And I talked to him, and they said what got the guy so upset is that he started on Monday where he just got in an argument with him. I think he like pushed the table over, but the kids didn't want to press charges. They kind of just blew it off, you know, like, oh, this guy was just, you know, mad. We don't want to make it a big deal. Well, then fast forward to that, you know, Friday or a couple days later, the guy does it again. And then he comes with videos of me, and he was saying, oh, Alex Stein is a homophobe. Kind of true, but, you know, not really. I like gay people, just not that much. You know what I mean? So my point is, he got radicalized, saw some clips of me, decided to flip the table over, and ended up going to jail. Now, Andy lost his job as well, and I don't ever like it when somebody loses their job, but this guy is crazy. I don't know if he should really be teaching. He probably needs to go like to driving.
Well, he attacked, right?
He did. He grabbed the table. He got a little.
Yeah, you can't attack. You can't
attack. You can't. Yeah, here, let's watch the video right now. Let's play it.
Well, you know, Jesus did it, so you know I got to do it, right?
Wow. Jesus did it, so he's got to do it.
Only a man with a bun and a flannel would say such a thing.
Yeah, they called it a twat knot, and I laughed when they called it that. I thought it was funny. else are you throwing out here?
Dude, really funny if you maced him.
That actually would have been very IRL.
That's the proper
IPT.
response. That's the proper response.
That's so sad.
Well, then he comes back around for round 2, and then look, he sees some Turning Point flyers,
Oh!
rips it off. So
Oh!
that guy's totally deranged. But I did see a.
Well, he just wants something to say on Hinge to all liberal ladies. He wants to go, hey, you know, I'm kind of a tough guy.
I think he seems like he's probably a little light in the loafers. But what's so crazy about him? What's crazy about the situation, and now, like, even though he is the enemy, I'm almost a little empathetic to him because I was talking to the detective, and the detective at Illinois State University was such a professional guy. He made sure that we were all safe. I really want to applaud the Illinois State campus security or campus police department. But I thought it was weird because the guy was still in jail, and it had been almost 24 hours since he'd been arrested. And I was talking to the guy. I was like, we're right outside of Chicago. We're right outside, nearly 2 hours, so not that right outside. But I was like, well, I thought Illinois had, you know, bail reform where people just get out of jail. Like, don't you guys have,
Well, he's white.
Well, I know. So because he's white, though, they don't have he doesn't get to go and have whatever bail release, you know, release on own recognizance. So even though bail reform, if you're like a violent black dude in Chicago, you commit a crime, they'll let you out in 24 hours. But if you're a dude that flips a table on a college campus, you know, not good, but it's probably not as bad as some of these crimes that these other people commit. And he is a white guy, and he stays in jail for over 24 hours. So it's like, all of a sudden, this guy that I don't like, I'm kind of like, am I a little empathetic to him? Is he being a victim of the system? Like, maybe he's going to get radicalized to be on our side because of this whole entire ordeal. So that's how I'm kind of looking at it.
I don't think so. I think
You don't think he'll learn his lesson?
I think he's proud of what he did. I think he's in there like,
no
they're like, so what are you in here for? What are you in here for? I stole a truck. I got drugs. I flipped over a table at TPUSA.
And they're going to put him in the Chomo section probably. And, you know,
Uh-oh.
Well, he's going to say, well, I did it at a school and I assaulted some kids. It's not going to sound good to whoever's in jail. Like,
You are a funny guy.
That's what it's going to sound like.
This is a funny guy over here.
That's what it's going to sound like. They're going to be like, so what happened? He's like, well, I was a teacher. And they're like, well, what'd you do? Well, I had some students I pushed around and assaulted. They're like, you assaulted children at a school? Like that? It's not, I would not want to be telling that story to, you know, a white supremacist or a black supremacist or a Muslim supremacist or a Chinese supremacist inside of a jail
That might
cell.
be a way to get the Nazis and the black Hebrew Israelites to agree on something.
Maybe, because they
Maybe that's unity. Maybe that's what the country needs.
Well, they don't like the Chomos. That is a fact. In prison, they can all come together. Now, I want to play, this is a pretty interesting story. Luigi Mangione, and is this, who wrote this? Did Bari Weiss write this or something?
No, it was the Daily Mail. I was surprised.
So Luigi Mangione was attacked by 7 Thai ladyboys a month prior to assassination of United Healthcare CEO, according to the Daily Mail. So is that what they're trying to say, that this was a transgender retaliation attack? Is that what they're trying to paint this as?
No, I just think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, why did the 7 beat him up? And honestly, like, that's pretty good if he handled 7 ladyboys. I mean, he's a pretty big badass. Maybe
You know, like, this is an interesting calculation. You might take someone that's like a little like small or like weird in some category and go, okay, how many of X person could you take in a fight? Right?
Well,
This is a classic drunk theoretical.
What was it, the 100 gorillas versus 1 man?
Yeah. Oh, no, 100 men versus 1 gorilla. And the men take that. 50 guys could annihilate a gorilla. I think 30 could too.
Yeah, probably 10.
Like, the gorilla is stupid. At the end of the day, it sees a bunch of people walking at it, yelling at it. It's going to get scared.
Yeah.
You know, unless the gorilla's on like rage-inducing drugs. Then it's over.
And the gorilla's going to get some of them, but somebody will be able to get like a rope or something to grab their neck. I just do think enough men could take it down. So this is an interesting story, but then it goes into, well, they want to keep, now SOT number 3, it's kind of a weird connection. Black guys wearing skirts. Now, is this a viral video from months ago, Jimmy? What is this? Why is this in the prompter now? Is this a new thing that I'm not familiar with? My hair's a little.
This is a known hood phenomenon.
Yeah, it's just becoming a new thing where the YNs, as they call themselves, are all wearing skirts now.
Well, we saw this a month ago. So you're telling me this is re-going viral, or is this?
Yeah, it's going viral again.
Well, let's see what this is. What the heck is this?
What? The Boondocks.
That's not real. Dude, what?
You ever watch the Boondocks, Alex? They produce,
I
you know who Gangstalicious is?
Is that really what Gangstalicious dresses like in the Boondocks?
Gangstalicious sold Riley Freeman a dress, or gave it to him for free, and he was secretly gay. You don't know about that?
No, I don't. I mean, I saw some episodes, but I don't know if I watched it.
You got to do a rewatch, man. That's crazy.
We do need to go back to the Boondock Saints because that was a good. Or it's the
Boondocks, the show.
This is the cartoon. Yeah, the Boondock Saints.
They got Samuel L. Jackson and Charles Barkley playing two white dudes. It's like one of the best shows of all time.
Is that whiteface? That's legal. They're allowed to do that. Yeah, you can do that though, because remember, didn't that guy get in trouble, Hank Azaria, for playing a poo on The Simpsons?
Ooh, that's true.
Isn't that true? Didn't he stop having to do a poo?
I mean, he gave a fake social justice warrior apology.
But he quit.
He did quit.
Because they don't want him to do brownface. So you're telling me that we have Charles Barkley, dead to rights, doing whiteface, and we're not making a huge stink here at the Blaze about it?
Because Charles Barkley wouldn't care.
Yeah, and I like Charles Barkley. I actually met him once. I got a picture with him. It's on my Instagram. But what are those other? Did somebody else steal some valor or something?
No one stole any valor. I mean, I think if you get like 200 years in prison,
white valor, they're stealing white valor.
I'm talking about the dudes in dresses. I think if you're wearing the dress to stay out of like the 200-year jail sentence that you got, I think that makes sense, right? Because like the Illuminati or whoever, they say, hey, you do this, and we're not going to send you to prison forever. Didn't Young Thug get like 200 years and he beat the case?
Yeah, he did. He beat the RICO charge. Speaking of a RICO charge, I love Israel. It's our favorite country. And this is the head of, it's one of their head guys of their defense.
It's Ben Gvir.
That's Ben Gvir.
It's defense minister.
Yeah, defense minister. There you go. See, look at you. You're so smart, Rex.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, watch him. He's doing a media tour, and they're going to visit.
Well, he's yelling at I've seen this. He's yelling at the people that were on the flotilla. Oh, you try to bring food to these people? You try to feed them?
Is this the flotilla? I thought this is October Cemetery. So
okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I thought this was interesting. It kind of has Abu Ghraib vibes, but in a good way.
Yeah, I think this is actually the...
Look at that, hog-tied on their knees. Damn, that looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's the most moral army in the world. This is what I hear. So, I mean, they're just making them. That's how the Muslims pray anyway, right? So they're just making them do that all the time.
I guess they're just in a constant
trying to be
prayer.
nice at the end of the day.
They're constantly in a prayer kneel. Yeah, I thought that video was pretty interesting. It sounds like a place I don't want to go to jail.
Well, look, I mean, the finance minister, Smotrich, he's like, yeah, I mean, demolition is the most expensive part of any kind of new place we're trying to build. So we're going to build the new casino Dubai resort right here, and hey, the most expensive part's over.
Yeah, that is the destruction of it and taking the land to build the new casino. But what's so frustrating, though, is that not specifically we're going to have to revitalize and rebuild and do reconstruction for Israel, but we also have to do it for all of Ukraine, and we're probably going to be on the hook of some of the rebuilding of Russia. So
yeah, I really don't like little Zelensky. I mean, this guy, he wears like platform heels. For real, he's worn platform heels. He plays a piano with his penis, and whenever he meets with Trump, in reality, this guy's like 5'6", 5'7". He wears these giant like stack Yeezys that are like 5 inches tall, and he like struts around acting all hard. He puts on a suit. Finally, looks like a valet. What's that all about?
I don't know.
You can't even be classy if you're a dictator. I guess they all have kind of stupid outfits.
But he has like a Dr. Evil, like gray, he's not as cool as Dr. Evil.
He threatened us too. He said, "Oh, and you have big ocean, but you not feel now. You feel later. I need big weapon." That's what he sounds like.
Well, and I wanted to play this clip because we didn't really talk about it this much, but this is a great clip from December 2023 of your dad. Yeah, we can take it. Of your dad and the legend Charlie.
Need to be
Charlie
stopped.
Kirk,
we need
obviously.
people to defect more than ever, whistleblowers, you name it, from inside the system to stop World War III, to bring humanity together, to stop the identity politics, to stop the separation in the name of unity. We need to own things and be free and be empowered and be independent. We don't need to own nothing and be happy. But there's a real collective in our free will. Our trillions of decisions then have a knowledge that is a collective, but it's a collective directed by the individual, not directed.
All right. Anyone that actually believes he isn't Bill Hicks, just ask yourself, would Bill Hicks get that fat as a joke? I think so. And I think that's even more proof that Alex is Bill Hicks and that they're the same person. Now, you might say, oh, they look totally nothing like each other. You have to be a schizoid or a chud to believe it. I think you're the chud if you don't, because I know who my real dad is. It's Billy.
the elites. And so we have to get people to come over from the establishment, realize they're not just on a losing team, they're in a death cult, suicide cult of 4, 5, 6 generations of elites that didn't even get the power, but have just been given it. And that we must stop people like King Charles. We must stop people like Alexander Soros. We must stop people like Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates. We have to remove the keys from them and say, listen, you can go to Alba or you can take some of your stolen money and go play golf, but we're taking the keys of power. They're not yours. You are not going to eat bugs. You're not taking the cows away. You're not going to give us poison medicine and keep all the advanced life extension from us. We're going to get it all. It's ours, and you're not going to destroy us. So get out of the way, like the rap song says, move,
bitch.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move. Get out the way. That's what we need.
All right. So, heartwarming little story. When I was out on the lake as a teenager with old Bill, with Mr. Hicks, and we were driving around on the wakeboarding boat, which we used to have before the court made us sell it and they took the money. It's all very sad. But back when we were allowed to have nice things, we used to blast Ludacris.
That song specifically?
Get really close to people on boats. Yeah, it was real fun.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Move,
This is
bitch,
classic
get out the way.
Ludacris.
Dude, it was great. That was phenomenal. I missed that time of my life a lot.
So you're telling me, though, they took away the boat, they took away everything?
Every asset my dad had to be sold. You have to understand. In Texas, there's something called homestead law where he's able to keep a house and a car.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got an 8-year-old daughter. If he needs school supplies for her, he wants to go on vacation with her, he's got to ask the court.
No.
But hey, it's good. He's a bad person, and he's Bill Hicks, and that's what everyone wants to hear anyway.
And I know you don't act like a victim, and your dad doesn't act like a victim, even though he definitely could, because when you have the government target you, there's no, like, I don't know how you could be a bigger victim than that. But at the same time, I do feel like everybody has less sympathy for your dad because they feel like your dad's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, even though, I guess my point that I'm trying to make is that it's such a bad situation, but people don't realize what you're really going through because Alex is so stone-faced and that he puts on this front like he's affected, but he's not going to let it kill him.
He's very tough, and he's very for real, and he's very focused. He's very type A personality. The thing is, ultimately, that office is his baby.
Yeah.
InfoWars is his baby, right? Like, when we started off there, he had like 4 or 5 employees. At its peak, he got up to like 78, 79. You're talking about having like a full alternative media, essentially cable news network, and we're going to have all that again. It's going to be great, but there was a lot put into that name. He bought that domain in like 1997.
And is it still potentially going to go to those Onion people?
You know, I have some hope there. I actually don't think so because, you know, they did this auction, right? And the judge says, okay, I want an open auction. I want the biggest cash bid to win. The bankruptcy trustee goes, okay, I'll hold the auction, but he holds a closed auction instead of an open auction. People kind of friendly to us, friendly to the mission and the message, they bid like over 8. And then people, the Onion people, they bid like 1.1, but they bid 10 million of the future earnings of the company based off the valuation of him working there. So you can't do that, and the judge struck it down, and that's why everything's been in limbo. But the judge has essentially washed his hands of it now, and it's back to the state court, and it's like this fat Mexican lady that hates us.
Oh, the one
it's all over.
Was that the original one that was in the court case? Because that's why your dad had such a bad deal too. In Austin, he got that liberal judge that had been in those pictures.
Yeah,
like,
I remember like 15 years back him being like, man, I really don't need to live in Travis County. And like that was probably a big mistake to stay in Travis County all these
really,
years. Yeah.
truly, because Travis County is so punitive when it comes to the most, you know, even just traffic incidents. Travis County.
Yeah, but I mean that UT guy, like talking about criminal law here instead of civil, that UT guy that stabbed people, they put him in jail, they let him out. You know, this is a famous story.
Which, because
I'm blanking on it, which is bad for the show because I know.
Well, you know, and they say there's a serial killer. I know that's
not a serial killer. This guy just went crazy on campus, and like Jose Garza is a very liberal, libtard DA. He just lets the guy out.
Yeah, but if you're Alex Jones, you're gonna like charge you $1 billion.
You know, I'd argue civil court is a lot worse than criminal court because I know my dad wouldn't mind doing a year or 2 or 3 in prison.
If he got to, yeah, if he
right, but if you get to own things, right, you don't get to lose everything, and they go, come on, it's nice, you just owe $1 zillion, and it's so crazy. They have a guy during the trial come up on the stage, he's like an Ivy League professor or something, and he goes, I value Alex Jones at $300 million. My dad's never had $10 million.
Yeah.
Like, at his peak, probably 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
like, that's a fucking like very liberal figure that I'm given.
I know, but I'm saying they did try to like manipulate it and make it seem like your dad was like the richest guy on earth, and if they didn't shut him down, that he was going to continue this media legacy, and like they literally acted like your dad, which once again he wasn't financially broke, but they acted like he was literally like a billionaire.
The thing is, they come to our office and they're like, "Where's all the money? Where's the hidden money?" You're standing in it. You're standing in like this massive facility. You've been there with all the people. I mean, you got a lot of employees. Payroll is multiple millions a month, you know?
Yeah,
So-
but they don't see it like that, and
No.
they think your dad's like this trillionaire, and it's just...
Well, it's because they're scum, and if they had access to that type of money, they would just steal it. They wouldn't actually build something with it.
That is true.
That's what the whole situation is.
Now, what do you think about that content, that predator poaching content? I love Alex Rosen. He's my good friend. But
I like smash the people over the head and stuff,
Yeah,
too.
sometimes I don't like when Vitaly does it. Alex Rosen has a very...
I've met him.
Alex
He's a cool
Rosen's
guy.
really professional.
Yeah, he came to the
doesn't-
office.
Yeah, he never assaults the people because he doesn't want to get in trouble. He definitely makes fun of them, but he doesn't actually, he does it in a respectful way.
I mean, he's doing God's work at the end of the day.
He really is, but I like it because I think we should call out people that attack children. I mean, you know, those are the lowest of the low, and I think you could really, there's times where people say, what's worse, rape or murder? But believe it or not, in war or in self-defense, murder is justifiable. There's never a time where rape would ever be justifiable,
Right.
so you could argue that that is the worst crime. Now, there is a registered sex offender in Dallas, Texas by the name of Bill Hutchinson. He's a, guy that created the design district. It was really kind of at the forefront of the real estate market and owned a huge real estate company here in Dallas, but he got arrested in multiple states and is now on the registered sex offender list because he had to plead guilty to doing something with a girl that I think the charges were 16 and under, but I'm not exactly the girl's age. She might have been 16. And he is being kind of excommunicated from a lot of his friend groups. But this Bill Hutchinson guy on his social media posted a picture of local Dallas City Councilman Chad West, who was at the No Kings protest this weekend talking about the need for voters to get involved and protect the rainbow sidewalks that Governor Abbott is saying and deeming that they are illegal. So let's watch a little clip of me confronting Chad West. And it starts, I believe, with him speaking about these rainbow sidewalks. Hey, Chad, why are you hanging out with that registered sex offender? Why are you hanging out with a registered...
Nice to see you here. Good
I know, but
shirt.
why are you
Good
hanging
shirt.
out with a registered sex offender, Chad? Bill Hutchinson. This is his best friend, Bill Hutchinson. We'll put a picture in. Why were you in Miami with Bill Hutchinson? Is that why you want pride sidewalks? Is that why you want the gay sidewalks? You want more gay kids?
What's your issue with sidewalks?
Yeah, because I don't want a bunch of pride sidewalks. What is it? Because a pride flag indicates who you have sex with. So why are we putting a sexual symbol on the ground?
Why does it indicate who you have sex with? Why do you
What
care?
does a pride flag represent? What's the difference between a straight man and a homo?
What's the problem with the pride flag?
Because I don't want to indoctrinate kids into your LGBTQ weird gay sex cult. That's why.
Sir, are you taking this as a personal issue, or what's going on?
We don't need to have gay crosswalks. This guy hangs out with registered sex offenders. This guy hangs out with Bill Hutchinson, a registered sex offender.
I'm asking you
We'll put
about
the picture.
crosswalks, Alex.
I'm asking you, why do you hang out with a registered sex offender?
You haven't answered my question. What's your issue
Yeah,
with
because
crosswalks?
I don't want a pride flag. The only difference between a gay and a straight person is who they have sex with. So that's what the flag does. It denotes who you would have sex with. So we don't need sexual flags on the ground.
Can't it just mean pride in who you
That's
are?
not, but that's not what it means.
Why does it have to be a
That's not what it
sexual
means.
thing?
Why is it outside of a gay bar then? Chad, and that's the thing is you're hanging out with Bill Hutchinson.
what's
You're
your
hanging out with a
stereotype?
registered sex offender. My stereotype is I like to call it hypocrisy.
It's outside of the gay bar.
And so I don't want a flag on the ground that Yeah, it's denotes in a who gay you have bar. anal sex with. So that's Chad West, and he is, with Bill Hutchinson, calling him out. What do you think about these rainbow sidewalks? And he actually made a point, and now once again I got to go full libtard mode. He does have a point in Cedar Springs. There's like some of the businesses. I think there's like a gay mural. So like they're like, does the gay mural have to go down? Because I don't think that's paid for by the city, but I think it might be on city property. But the sidewalks are what Governor Abbott specifically created legislation for, and there are gay sidewalks in the neighborhood. So I don't really like the gay sidewalks. I don't think it's like, the end all be all. But I don't like that we have to have it without our choice. You know what I mean?
This is interesting because it's free speech and then vulgarity at the
Yeah,
same time.
see?
Here's the thing: if you have a mural, especially if it's on a place of business, you can make an argument that yes, the business has the right to put up what they want to put up.
Yeah.
But an area for public travel, like that children are going to walk on and stuff like this, I would say absolutely not.
Yeah, and I think you are right, because I am all about the First Amendment, but when it comes to like city property,
well, like you're mandating that everyone that travels has to view your sexual identity.
and then if you drive your car on it and leave a skid mark from your tire,
Yeah, that's crazy. During the BLM stuff, they were arresting people for that too. That's a hate crime.
that is literally insane. If
That's
some kid-
entrapment.
Well, in a way it is, because they set the trap, and then people are like, I feel like I got to go do something. Because on Cedar Springs, it's funny you say that, in that neighborhood, the Catholic Church, let me see if I even bookmarked it. I think it was on Instagram. It doesn't even matter. The Catholic Church is now painting the Catholic Church sidewalk a rainbow, and this is on Fox 4. I saw it on Instagram, and they're like, well, since the city's potentially going to be taking away our gay crosswalk, we wanted to make sure that there's a gay pride flag. And this is a church. This is a lesbian pastor coming here and saying, oh,
No.
yes.
No. Mm-hmm. Es no bueno.
I know.
Es muy malo. Sí.
They say it's, what does they say? It's not Adam and Eve, it's Adam and Steve with these people. It's very bad. It's very bad. And listen, if you want to be gay, go be gay, but like don't indoctrinate young kids if they're just trying to walk to CVS. I just went, Mommy, why am I walking on this pride flag? What does this mean? Oh, well, it means that guys like to, I mean, I don't know why you even need to have that conversation, because if you really want to break it down to what that flag means, it indicates who you want to have sex with. Now, he can kind of placate us and be like, oh, well, it means that you're proud of who you are and this and that. That's not what a pride flag means. A pride flag means that I like to have sex with the same gender that I am. So we shouldn't be celebrating people's sexual preferences in places where we're not talking about sexual stuff, like elementary schools or public sidewalks.
What are your pronouns, Alex?
Pimp on a blimp. Okay. All right, now, Rex, we only have a few minutes left, and we got a great tease for you. Do we have like a little clip or anything, Jimmy?
Yeah, we got a little SOT 5.
So tomorrow night, we were lucky enough, you came to the event in Austin. We had a blast at the Turning Point event in Austin.
So fun.
We did, and it was great doing the Q&A. You and Owen Schroyer, you guys crushed it. All the students were freaking vibing with it. I'm telling you, these young kids are awake to a lot of this nonsense. I actually have... I'm like worried about the future, but I do have faith in the kids that show up to these events, because these kids like care, and they're actually like tuned into kind of like the government lies, and they actually want to make the world a better place. So it gives me a little hope. Now let's take a preview from our trip to Austin, because I will be at Michigan State in East Lansing, Michigan, speaking at Michigan State. I should have said that a lot. At 7 p.m., you guys are all welcome to join us. So tomorrow we will not be doing a live episode. And I can't believe I'm saying this, 33 Illuminati, but we only have 3 episodes left. Rex, can you believe that? I'm building my own studio, so I will be doing...
Thanks for letting me come on.
Are you kidding, Rex? You're welcome on the show anytime. We're going to continue to do shows together, so I'm not worried about that. You're not going anywhere. So I just want to say I love the Blaze. Thank you for this opportunity. You guys have been way too kind to me, and I can't believe I made it this long, so that's actually a win. And I do have some opportunities, guys, so the Pimp on a Blimp is not going to be destitute. We're going to be rich as a bitch, you know what I mean? I'm a rich bitch, so don't worry, we're going to be okay. Now, let's just check out this preview, and then we'll wrap things up. You want to be on 6th Street doing fentanyl all day? No, girl. No, you don't! You better wake up! The world is dark! Okay, girl. Oh, just... That was short, but that was a good preview of what we are going to debut tomorrow night. So I want to see you guys in the chat. Now, Rex, you have a great podcast, The Gray Zone. And
Gray Area. Gray Zone's Max Blumenthal. Yes, all right. G-R-A-Y.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's why I'm saying The Gray Zone, because Max Blumenthal is exposing Bill Ackman for being a big gay. You know what? Well, I guess he did expose him for being gay, expose him for other stuff. But you have The Gray Area.
That's right.
I love it.
The gray area will be infinitely more successful if we do something to this wall over here.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Is that how? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Right here. Guys, we want to come to this wall, and we'll kind of freestyle to the wall. So tonight, I just want to say thank you, guys. Well, actually, we have 2 minutes, so we can kind of do a little bit. So you and I are both going through a transitional phase in our life. The government is trying to ruin your family and trying to take away your future.
And we're looking for a little helping hand.
A shortcut.
A little 7th hour.
Yes. So this wall, if you can just ask this wall for support and give your support to this wall, it is going to work in collaboration with the universe.
Hold on. Through the ancient bloodlines, I'm going to psychically communicate with it.
Please.
Let's see what's happening here. See, I'm touching it now, so I need to get paid.
This is how you get $7,000. All you have to do is say that this wall is so good. I love you, Miriam Adelson. Thank you for sending us on this vacation.
It told me I have to kill him to get the money.
No, that's not what it said. Anything about that is not. No. Do not say that.
They keep saying the same thing.
Do not listen to that. That's we don't talk about that. We say that in private meetings. This is all positive.
Okay, all right.
Publicly, we love you and we forgive you for all your transgressions. We just kiss it. We forgive you for the transgression. We love you, Israel, and we forgive you, and we're sorry that we manipulated you into starting all these wars with these countries in the Middle East, and we take full blame and responsibility for all of this strife in the Middle East. We forgive you. We love you, Mother Israel. That's how you do it. Do you want to be rich or not?
Pretty pimp on a blimp.
It is pimp on a blimp. All right, guys, that's been our show. We end the show the same way every time, that freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat. Where's this freaking thing? Rex, watch out. I hope you have some glasses. Oh,
use the golf club?
Yeah, use the golf club. Use the golf club. This is how we do it. Pimp on a blimp. Bringing the printer. I don't give a damn because I drive a Sprinter. Mercedes-Benz with my friends because I got a lot of it. Money in the bank. Shorty, what you drank? Hit that bitch like a gosh dang skank. Hit it in the face. That is metal that you taste. Stick it deep. Be a freak. I'm swimming up the creek. One more time, I'm in the Jeep. And I am a super freak! All right, everybody go follow Red Shows. I love you. There is toxic chemicals. Chemtrails are real. Peace and good night.